I love the ease of my world. I love knowing what I know about vibration. I love knowing that it's about frequency and that I can focus. I love the ease that I'm able to frequently accomplish. I love setting this time aside in order to find this feeling of ease. I so love knowing the laws of the universe. I so love understanding my vibrational nature. I so love my understanding of focus and momentum. I love that I can begin this day in a vibration of well-being and ease. I really like knowing the sources surrounding me and everyone else, that all who I love is surrounded by this ease. I love activating it into myself in a way that I recognize it and can feel it fully and really own it. I love knowing that I will be guided to perfect thoughts and behaviors when timing is perfect for doing that. And meanwhile, I sit in ease and eagerness and appreciation for all that is to come. I'm happy about where I stand and eager about what's coming. I know that there are many who are seeking what I'm coming to know, and I'm so pleased that I'm demonstrating it in my own experience in a way that it will be evident in all regards to those who behold me. I feel so happy that I'm able to leave conditions out of the equation of my ease, that I'm able to just find ease by the power of my focus. I so adore non-physical energy, who I believe is flowing with ease and perfection around all that is. I love contemplating that there is this atmosphere of well-being that is focused to all of us, and to the degree that we find ease and allow it in, we are experiencing this well-being. I just love it when my ease begins to expand, when I begin to feel the momentum of my vibration increasing, to where I begin to feel a sort of eagerness about things. Not an eagerness that inspires me to action right now, but an eagerness of what's coming. A sort of optimistic renewal is happening within me. And while I know that the timing of action isn't quite yet, I know it is coming. And meanwhile, I feel comfortable in this optimism that is beginning to build within me. It feels to me as if I have access to the power that creates worlds, and I'm able to focus it. And I'm loving learning the balance of that focusing. Because as I focus with alignment, I can feel that I continue to allow the energy to flow to me and through me. It is so exciting to me to get into this place of utter well-being and then to begin shining it through my focus in the direction of things that matter to me. And I'm adoring this understanding of this unconditional love and focus and energy that's coming to me. And I'm finding my way, bit by bit, I'm finding myself more capable of not putting conditions in my way that block this energy flow. I know that I'm getting the handle on this energy flow. And I know that I am proficient, more proficient in every day as a result of my focus. Sometimes I get excited and I want to run out ahead of it. But always when that feeling comes, I can feel uneasiness sort of guide me a little bit. And I realize that not quite yet. Don't act quite yet. Sit in the knowing of this yet longer. Find the vibrational alignment of it and watch how my desire is inspiring others to behavior. I'm now understanding that my desire does not mean only that I will be inspired to the action that will then make change. I understand that my desire and my holding of this place causes more of a likelihood for others to find the same and the same and the same. So it is a larger movement than me just tapping in and doing something about it. It's me priming the pump. It's me setting the tone. It's me finding the place of it. It's me shining the light. It's me asking the questions. It's me readying myself. And then it's me watching the results of having accomplished that vibrational environment. Every day I love finding this place, and every day I love watching the results of the place that I've found. And I am eager to get out and watch that greater expansion and watch the details of that. But meanwhile, I'm just watching what's happening in my world right here around me, as I show myself this leverage that I am activating as I tap into this energy that creates worlds. I believe with everything that I am, that I can be or do or have anything, that I can influence anything that I desire. And I'm so appreciative of the life experience that I have lived that's caused me to focus upon some things that are really important to me. And right now, I can feel that this is my step 3 moment. This is when I really understand what allowing source energy to flow to me and through me is. And I'm eager to get on with step 4, and I'm doing it a little bit every day. But step 3 is where I reside right now. This is the work for me to do. So there's no impatience on my part, because there isn't anything for me to do. I'm not being called to do something I'm not ready to do. In fact, I will never be called to do something that I'm not ready to do. And when I try to push myself to do something that I'm not ready to do, that's where the vibrational imbalance comes in. So nice to know that Source has my back. So nice to know that the things that matter to me are underway. And so nice to know that my work is to hold this place, to hold this knowing, and not try to take the role of Source, not try to be all things to all people, not try to be the heart of any movement in the sense of action, but to be the vibrational heart of the movement that is being asked for by the masses. I understand that I'm not the only one who put desire in my vortex. There are hundreds of thousands and millions and billions of people who have put desire in their vortex that I am helping as I find and own this vibrational place of allowing source energy to do what source energy knows how to do. I'm in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing, and I'm loving my exposure to this life and what it provides for me. The way to start momentum is to start general. Someone called out nature. The way to start positive momentum really is to be as general as you can. Because when you get specific, what happens is you activate the momentum that you've already had going. Does that make sense? So the more general you are. So what's the most general thing that you could think when you wake in the morning? Something that's good feeling. Could you focus upon your body lying in the bed? Could you appreciate the fact that you breathed all night long and you didn't have to think about it? That your bodily functions are working, that your heart is pumping and that the air is flowing? Could you just for a moment acknowledge in appreciation, but really more generally, the physical well-being of that? No matter what's going on in your body, those things that are happening, it's big. It's really, really big. That's really big. It's really worth appreciating for a little bit. The roof over your head, the air conditioner when you're in a hot city, the structure that provides the electricity that makes it possible for this easily accessible and very low cost energy. Isn't that something worth focusing on? And isn't it positive, and doesn't it feel good? And isn't there some appreciation in that? And if you've stayed there for as little as 17 seconds, which we just did, isn't there something else that you could leapfrog into? Something else that feels equally good? Aren't you appreciating the commerce of your world? Aren't you appreciating the fact that the world is so large and there is so much energy and how dynamic it is? Don't you love the economy of your world? Don't you love the standard of living that you have access to? Isn't it nice? Don't you appreciate the way you get around? Have you looked at the vehicles that you drive? You look at the vehicles and you see how solid they are, how well constructed they are, how reasonable they are, how accessible they are. Don't you feel fortunate to live in an environment where everyone you know has transportation? Not just transportation, but for the most part really reliable transportation. Aren't you pleased with the organization that your government has provided that puts these roadways in place? Aren't you amazed that you can get anywhere that you want to be? Not just in your conveyances that are on the ground, but those that are in the air. Isn't this a wonderful time to be alive? Don't you love being at the peak of technology? Aren't you enjoying the computer that you have today? Do you remember the one that you had 20 years ago? Do you remember how many megabytes of memory you had in comparison with what you've got going on now? Don't you appreciate the ease of all of that? Now, did any of you feel any argument with any of that? So now the momentum can continue. So you find yourself appreciating things like that generally. You find yourself appreciating things like that globally. You find yourself acknowledging the well-being of how most are thriving around you. You could even find yourself comparing yourself to those who live in other places and feeling appreciation for where you have landed and what you are accomplishing. Then you can move into your appreciation for trading stocks and the facilities for it that make it possible, and the intuitiveness that you find, and how fun it is to use the power of your mind, and how great it is to get to do the math, and how nice it is that there is a mathematical science that you understand, and how nice it is that the market is broad enough that there is no long-term risk, and that knowing what you know and being able to apply your thoughts in the way that you do, that you can actually calculate with some accuracy what's coming back to you. And as you acknowledge the feeling of elation, as you've applied these principles, these laws of the universe, where you have deliberately brought yourself into vibrational alignment with something, brought yourself vibrationally up to speed with it, found thoughts and then practiced those thoughts and spoke them regularly. I'm really good at this and things go really well for me, and the clients that I work with and the others that I trade with, the others that I get to play with, this is really a remarkable thing that's going on, and you feel the momentum of that going. The reason that that momentum keeps going well for you is because that is the vibrational momentum that you've got going. But you can get that momentum going on every subject in the world. Anything that matters to you, you have the ability to allow, not get that momentum going, to allow the momentum that you already got going to sweep you into its momentum. This is the thing. Am I in the mode of receiving? Am I practicing the art of allowing? Am I practicing the art of allowing the momentum that has already been established by the desires that I've been offering? Am I allowing the momentum that has already been established by the desires that I've set into motion and continued by the non-physical energy that is giving its undivided attention to it? Am I now allowing myself to receive the benefit of that momentum, that incredible momentum? Do you understand the leverage in allowing yourself to be swept up into that momentum? And all it means is you got to choose that high-flying disc and keep choosing it until you have success at it. If you choose it and then you get lazy before breakfast, then not much has been accomplished. But if you choose it and are able to maintain it a little while, now results are going to come to you that are going to keep the momentum going. We promise you. You cannot have an idea that thrills you and then that pays off without understanding what momentum is. Law of attraction is the heart of momentum. But when you choose this and then you choose its opposite and then you choose this and then you choose its opposite, you don't allow the momentum to get going. You see how it works? But when you choose it and don't resist it, and 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 choose it and don't resist it, this is the energy that creates worlds, and it's available to you. It's coursing through you. All these unseen but not unknown non-physical energies, all those who are supporting you and believing in you and knowing what you've asked for and knowing that it's all right, all rooting for you, never disappointed when you're not on that disc, but always there waiting for you to join. So then you get really good at it. You're on the disc on a really regular basis. And when you start hanging out on that high-flying disc, guess who joins you? Others who are hanging out on that high-flying disc. So the funnest ones are there, the smartest ones are there, the nicest ones are there, the most appreciative ones are there. You live in a world and it makes you wonder, what's anybody complaining about? What are they complaining about? What's all that stuff that they're living? Don't think about that too long, but what's that stuff that they're living? Don't they know how good this life is? Don't they know how prosperous this world is? Don't they know how high-flying and good feeling it is? Why don't they feel like I do, you see? Well,